Welcome to the Middle East, a region known for its rich history, diverse cultures, and unfortunately, its long-standing conflicts. Sun, sand, and never-ending conflict. The Middle East is a land of contrast, where ancient traditions meet modern warfare. It's the gift that keeps on giving, if you consider explosions a gift. The region has seen more than its fair share of turmoil, with each explosion echoing the cries of countless lives affected. At the heart of it all, Israel and Iran, locked in a dance as old as time. Their rivalry is a complex web of political, religious, and historical tensions that seem impossible to untangle. A dance where nobody wins and everyone loses. The human cost is staggering, with countless families torn apart and communities left in ruins. Except maybe the weapons manufacturers. They're raking it in. The arms industry thrives on conflict, with billions of dollars changing hands as nations arm themselves to the teeth. Iran, the land of Persian rugs and subtle foreign policy, not really, insists it has nothing against Israel. Really nothing at all. They claim their actions are purely defensive, but the world remains skeptical. Apart from, wanting it gone, their rhetoric often tells a different story, one of hostility and aggression. Israel, armed to the teeth and constantly looking over its shoulder, isn't buying it. They've got trust issues. Can you blame them? Surrounded by adversaries, Israel's vigilance is a matter of survival. The Middle East has been a focal point of global politics for decades. Peace talks come and go, but the underlying issues remain unresolved. Each attempt at diplomacy is a fragile hope for a better future. Amidst the chaos, there are glimmers of hope. Humanitarian efforts strive to bring relief to those caught in the crossfire, and communities work tirelessly to rebuild and heal. The resilience of the people is remarkable. Despite the hardships, the rich cultural tapestry of the Middle East continues to thrive, showcasing the strength and spirit of its inhabitants. The world watches closely, hoping for a breakthrough. International leaders play a crucial role in mediating and fostering dialogue, but the path to peace is fraught with challenges. In the end, the Middle East is a land of contrasts and contradictions. It is a place where beauty and conflict coexist, where hope and despair are intertwined. The journey towards lasting peace is long and arduous, but it is a journey worth taking. Of course, no good conflict is complete without a few sidekicks. Enter the proxies. Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas in Gaza, the Houthis in Yemen. They're like that group project you got stuck with, loud, messy, and prone to causing chaos. Iran denies any involvement, of course. They're just offering moral support. Right, like that time you morally supported your friend who stole the test answers. We all know how that turned out. Sadly, this isn't just a game of geopolitical risk. People are dying. The reality of war and conflict is far more brutal and devastating than any board game could ever depict. Lives are lost, families are torn apart, and communities are left in ruins. The human cost is immeasurable. Recently, even some big names in the world of, let's call it conflict resolution, have shuffled off this mortal coil. These are individuals who have played significant roles in shaping the geopolitical landscape. For better or worse, their deaths mark the end of an era, but also the beginning of new uncertainties. Hezbollah's leader, Hassan Nasrallah, and Hamas's military chief, Yahya Sinwar, are both pushing up daisies. Their departures have sent shockwaves through their respective organizations and the regions they influenced. Yet, the void they leave behind is quickly filled by others ready to take up the mantle. One might think this would be a blow to their respective organizations. One would be wrong. These groups are structured in such a way that the loss of a leader, while significant, does not cripple their operations. Instead, it often galvanizes their members, fueling a renewed sense of purpose and determination. It's like trying to kill a hydra, the mythological creature that grows two heads for everyone that is cut off. This analogy is fitting for these resilient and adaptive organizations. They have a deep bench of leaders and operatives ready to step up and continue their missions. You cut off one head, two more grow back, and they're angrier. The cycle of violence and retaliation continues, often escalating with each new leader who takes the helm. The struggle for power and influence in these regions is relentless, and the human toll continues to mount. The challenge for peace and stability remains as daunting as ever. Remember that time you accidentally replied all to an email? Yeah, that's the Pentagon right now. Except instead of awkward cat photos, they leaked sensitive intelligence documents. Oops. Turns out, Israel might have been planning a little retaliation against Iran. Who could have guessed? The documents detail military drills and covert drone activities. It's like reading the script for the next season of Homeland, except with less nuance and more explosions. Section 5. Drone home. Was it a bird? A plane? Probably Hezbollah. In recent years, the skies over the Middle East have become increasingly crowded with these buzzing machines. Drones have become a symbol of modern warfare and surveillance, often used by various factions to assert dominance or gather intelligence. Speaking of drones, remember that time someone flew one into Benjamin Netanyahu's house? Talk about awkward. It was a moment that captured the world's attention, raising questions about security and the lengths to which groups will go to make a statement. Netanyahu, never one to let a good crisis go to waste, immediately blamed Iran. Iran naturally denied it. The political drama that ensued was nothing short of a soap opera, with accusations flying back and forth, each side trying to outdo the other in the blame game. They're sticking to their story. We would never, directly. The denials were as emphatic as they were predictable, with Iranian officials holding press conferences to distance themselves from the incident. It was a classic case of plausible deniability, a tactic often used in international politics. It's like that time you swore you didn't eat the last cookie, but there were crumbs on your shirt. The evidence was there, but the denials kept coming. In the world of geopolitics, sometimes the truth is as elusive as that last cookie in the jar. The drone incident at Netanyahu's residence remains a topic of speculation and intrigue, a small piece in the larger puzzle of Middle Eastern politics. Section 6. International community. Can't we all just get along? Spoiler no. The world, watching this slow-motion train wreck unfold, is starting to sweat. The UN is wringing its hands, the EU is muttering about sanctions, and the US is caught in the middle like that friend trying to break up a fight at a party. Everyone's calling for calm and restraint, which is about as effective as telling a volcano not to erupt. Section 7. Peace talks. As productive as a chocolate fire guard. Of course, there have been attempts at peace talks. They usually go something like this. Israel, you started it. Iran did not, you did. Mediator, guys, come on. It's like watching a toddler fight over a broken toy. Nobody's getting what they want, and everyone's going home frustrated. Section 8. The beat goes on because the show must go wrong. So what's next for this geopolitical car crash? Your guess is as good as mine. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be messy. More rockets? Probably. More angry speeches at the UN? Definitely. A peaceful resolution? Don't hold your breath. Section 9. And the award for Best Ongoing Tragedy goes to... In the meantime, the world will continue to watch this tragedy unfold, equal parts horrified and morbidly fascinated. It's like a reality show we can't look away from, even though we know it's going to end badly. And the worst part, there's no season finale in sight.